Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Before I get started, if you want to hear more stories like this, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you're gonna want to follow along. Alright, here we go. You know how people always say family has your back? That your siblings, your parents, they're the ones you can always count on. Yeah, I used to believe that too. I thought my family would support me no matter what. But sometimes things don't work out the way you think they will. We used to live in this small town in Montana called Riverside. It was me, my mom, my dad, my older sister Sarah, and our dog Lucky. Sarah was a few years older than me, and when she turned 23, she moved to Seattle with her husband, Marcus. They'd fallen head over heels for each other, got married pretty quick. Mom begged her not to go. Sarah, honey, stay close. Stay where we can see you, where we can help you. But Sarah was determined. Mom, I love Marcus. He's my family now too. Wherever he goes, I go. And just like that, she was gone. They settled in this neighborhood in Seattle called Greenwood. After Sarah left, I finished high school and got accepted to the University of Washington. When Mom found out I'd be moving to Seattle too, she didn't eat for 3 days. Just cried morning till night, saying, "Both my girls are gonna be so far away. What am I supposed to do without you?" But Dad calmed her down. "Honey, our daughters are building their futures. We're not gonna be around forever. We need to let them stand on their own 2 feet." That made me feel a little better because honestly, I couldn't stand the thought of leaving Mom like that. Plus, Sarah had already told me I could crash with her and Marcus until I found a roommate. That actually made things easier, at least I'd have somewhere to go. About a week before classes started, I packed up and headed to Seattle. Sarah and Marcus picked me up from the bus station. The first few days were pretty normal, pretty chill. But then, I started getting bored. School hadn't started yet, and I didn't know anyone in Seattle. I had no friends out here, and Sarah and Marcus both worked these crazy hours. They'd leave early in the morning and come home exhausted at night. They'd basically just eat dinner and pass out. I barely saw them. Since they were gone all day, I started doing stuff around the apartment. Cleaning up, cooking meals, that kind of thing. One night, we all sat down for dinner together, and Marcus took a bite and just stopped. He looked at me and said, "Wait, did you make this? For real?" I shrugged. "Yeah." "Why, is it bad?" He grinned. "Bad? Are you kidding? This is amazing. Seriously, thank you." I glanced over at Sarah right then, and I don't know, something about the look on her face made me uncomfortable. She seemed upset. So I tried to smooth things over. I mean, I learned everything from Sarah. She's way better at cooking than I am. I just wanted to help out since she's been working so hard. Marcus laughed. "Nah, your flavor's on another level. You should cook from now on." After that, nobody said a word. We just ate in silence. When dinner was over, Sarah got up and started clearing the table. I followed her into the kitchen and hugged her from behind. "Hey, I know you're exhausted. That's the only reason I wanted to help. I didn't mean anything by it." She turned around and hugged me tight. "I know, sweetie. I know. Don't worry about it. Thank you for helping. I'm really glad you're here. Really glad you're in my life." We cleaned up the kitchen together, and then she went to her room. Marcus was out on the balcony, scrolling through his phone. I thought I'd go check on Sarah, maybe chat for a bit. But when I walked into her room, she was just sitting there, staring at the wall. Completely silent. It freaked me out a little. "Hey, you okay? Is something else bothering you?" She took this deep breath and said, "No, everything's fine. It's just, work and the apartment have been wearing me down. I feel a little better now that you're here," but, she stopped. "But what?" "Marcus doesn't pay attention to me like he used to. When he gets home, he's glued to his phone. Texting people, calling friends, going out with them. It really hurts. And look at me, I'm not even pretty anymore. I've lost so much weight. My hair's falling out. I don't even have time to paint my nails." Her voice cracked. "Hey," I said, "why don't we go to a salon tomorrow after work? I need to pick up a few things anyway. We'll have a grief." But right as I reached the door, I ran into Marcus. He smirked at me. "What, you sleeping in there tonight?" He started laughing like it was hilarious. It wasn't funny at all. I didn't say anything, just walked past him to my room. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about Sarah. She used to be so different, bubbly, always helping people, never shutting up, cracking jokes constantly. Now she barely said a word. If I didn't talk to her first, she wouldn't even tell me what was wrong. I decided right then, tomorrow, I'm taking her to the salon, and then we're going out. She needs this. The next morning, I got up early and deep cleaned the apartment. Then I made a nice dinner for later and waited for Sarah to get off work. As soon as she was done, we headed to the salon. After that, we grabbed coffee at this cute little cafe. We had to be home by dinner time, but it was worth it. When we got back, Marcus was already there. The second he saw Sarah, all made up, hair done, looking good, he just stopped. And then he started laughing. Like, full-on cackling. We both froze. We had no idea what was so funny. He kept laughing and said, "Sarah, oh my God. Are you serious right now? That lipstick? Does that actually look good to you?" I didn't know what to say. Honestly, I wanted to slap him right then and there. But I didn't want to make things worse for Sarah. She just looked at him with this tiny, broken voice and said, "You don't think it looks nice? Babe, go wash that crap off your face. You're naturally beautiful. You don't need all that. Now come on, set the table. I'm starving." He said it so casually, like it was nothing. Sarah nodded, her head down, and went straight to the bathroom. She washed off all the makeup we just spent hours on, pulled her hair back into a bun, and started setting the table for dinner. We ate, but the mood was completely dead. I kept glancing at her, and she wouldn't even look up. While we were eating, Marcus suddenly turned to me. "Ella, you look different today." "I look the same as always," I said flatly. No, something's different. Did you dye your hair?" Right then, Sarah started coughing. Hard. Like she was choking. I jumped up and handed her a glass of water. "You okay?" She nodded, got up, and went to the bathroom without a word. I wanted to follow her, but Marcus said, sit down. Don't leave your food. You're not supposed to get up in the middle of a meal." I turned to him and said, "Look, Marcus, I know Sarah's been a little rough around the edges lately because of work, but back in Riverside, everyone talked about how beautiful she was. You fell in love with her for a reason, remember?" He put down his fork and stared at me. Then he let out this weird laugh. "Me? Fall in love with her?" He said it like it was a joke. Yeah. Who else? Yeah, whatever. Let's not dwell on the past." Then he looked at me with this uncomfortable intensity. "How old are you again?" I didn't get a chance to answer because Sarah came back. Marcus immediately shifted gears. "Hey babe, you okay? What happened?" "I'm fine. Just tired. I'm gonna go lie down." And she left. Honestly, I'd lost my appetite too. After dinner, I cleaned up the kitchen and planned to go straight to my room. But then Marcus appeared behind me. Out of nowhere. He looked me up and down and said, "Ella, I need to talk to you. I'm really tired. Can we do this tomorrow?" "No. I want to talk now." He wouldn't stop staring at me. And he kept getting closer. I backed up. "I'm seriously exhausted. We can talk tomorrow. Please don't run from me. Don't pull away. You're a really beautiful girl. Please don't misunderstand me." I didn't let him finish. I just bolted out of the kitchen toward my room. As I passed Sarah's bedroom, I noticed the door was cracked open just a little. My stomach dropped. What if she heard that? What if she knows? But she didn't say anything. She was just lying there. A few days passed, and I could feel Marcus's eyes on me constantly. I wasn't the only one who noticed, Sarah felt it too. The tension in that apartment was suffocating. Around that time, classes started. I was finally going to campus, meeting new people, making friends. But I knew I had to get out of that apartment as soon as possible. I needed to find a roommate and move out before things got worse. Because I knew exactly what Marcus wanted from me. And it made my skin crawl. One afternoon, I got out of class and my friend Jenna said, "Hey, there's a new cafe near here. Let's grab something to drink." "Yeah, sure. Let's go." We sat there talking for so long that by the time I checked my phone, it was late. "Oh crap, Jenna, I gotta go." Sarah's probably worried. When I got back to the apartment, I could hear Sarah and Marcus fighting. The second they saw me, they went silent. I walked over to Sarah. "Hey, you okay? Everything alright? Is there anything I can do?" She didn't answer. She just went to her room and shut the door. I wanted to call my mom and tell her everything, but I didn't want to stress her out. I didn't want her getting sick over this. That night, I was in my room studying when I thought I heard Sarah calling my name. I got up and went into the living room, listening carefully. The sound was coming from the bathroom. I walked toward it slowly, and I don't know why, but the closer I got, the more this creeping dread settled into my chest. Like something I couldn't see was watching me. I reached the bathroom door. The light was on, and the door was slightly open. "Sarah? You okay?" I heard this weird sound. Like a growl. I thought maybe she was hurt, so I pushed the door open. The bathroom was empty. Completely empty. Nobody was there. Okay, maybe I imagined it, I thought. I turned to leave, and there she was. Standing right in the doorway. She was wearing this long white nightgown, and her hair was covering her face. "Sarah? You okay? Everything alright?" I took a step toward her. And right as I got close, the lights went out. We were face to face in total darkness. But I could feel her breath. Hot. Right on my face. I reached out slowly and touched her hair. "Sarah." Her hands shot out and wrapped around my throat. She started choking me. I tried to fight her off, tried to pull her hands away. "Stop, please, it's me, I'm your sister," but then I heard this voice. It wasn't hers. It was deep, distorted, terrifying. "You have been chosen. You will give us what we want." After I heard that, my legs gave out. I collapsed. And everything went black. While I was unconscious, I had the worst nightmares of my life. I was in this forest surrounded by massive trees, and behind every single one of them, there were these glowing red eyes. Watching me. I started running, screaming, "Sarah! Mom! Dad! Help me!" But no one could hear me. And no matter how fast I ran, I wasn't moving. I was stuck in place, and those eyes just kept getting closer. Then everything went dark. I couldn't even see the trees anymore. Just whispers. Getting louder. Closer. And then I woke up to the sound of church bells ringing in the distance. I blinked and realized I was in my bed. My textbooks were still open in front of me. I must have fallen asleep while studying. Oh, thank God. It was just a nightmare. I gathered up my books and set them aside, then lay back down and pulled the covers over me. I closed my eyes. And then I heard it. I lifted my head and looked at the door. It was closed. Okay, I'm losing my mind. I shut my eyes again. Then I heard it again. The creak of the door opening. I sat up and stared at it. Still closed. My nerves were shot. I got up, walked to the door, opened it, and looked out into the hallway. It was dark. Empty. Nobody was there. I closed the door, locked it, and went back to bed. That's it. No matter what I hear, I'm not opening my eyes. I lay there in silence. And then I heard it again. The door opening. But this time, I didn't look. I kept my eyes shut. Then I heard footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Coming toward my bed. They stopped right next to me. And then I felt it. A hand. Sliding through my hair. Long, sharp nails scraping against my scalp. I wanted to open my eyes, but I couldn't. My whole body was paralyzed. The smell, oh God, the smell, like something rotting. It made me want to vomit. I tried to pray in my head, tried to say anything, but nothing came out. And then I heard that voice again. "We came for you." I woke up gasping for air like I'd been drowning. It was morning. My alarm had been going off for who knows how long. I grabbed my phone and turned it off. I couldn't tell what was real anymore. When did I fall asleep? When did I wake up? I didn't know. I got dressed, went to the bathroom, washed my face, and walked into the living room. Sarah and Marcus were getting ready to leave. I called out to Sarah, but she didn't answer. She didn't even look at me. She must have been mad about something, but I had no idea what. I needed to talk to her. I needed help. Because these nightmares, they were destroying me. That day in class, I felt this heavy weight pressing down on me. I tried so hard to stay awake, but I couldn't. I passed out. When I woke up, everyone was rushing out of the room. Class was over. I stood up, fixed my clothes, and headed for the door. But then I heard someone behind me. I turned around. The room was empty. Except. I glanced at the desk I'd been sitting at. And underneath it, crouched down in the shadows, was a woman. Her face was twisted, decayed, wrong. I screamed and ran for the door, but it slammed shut. I was trapped. I pounded on it, screaming, crying, begging for help. No one came. I turned back to look at the desk. She was gone. The room was empty. My heart was hammering in my chest. I whispered prayers under my breath. God, please. Please get me out of here. Then I heard someone pushing on the door from the outside. It was my classmate, Ava. Why are you holding the door shut? What's wrong? Nothing. I just needed a second. I slipped past her and walked out as fast as I could. I kept looking over my shoulder. I felt like that thing was going to jump out at me at any moment. I went to the bathroom, splashed water on my face, tried to calm down. Another girl saw me and asked, "Are you okay? You look really shaken up." "Yeah. I'm fine. Thanks." I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked different. Worse. Like I was getting uglier. Maybe it's because I didn't sleep last night. Maybe I just didn't do my makeup right this morning. I turned to leave, and I heard Sarah's voice. "Ella. Come here. Look in the mirror." I spun around. Sarah. No one was there. I must have imagined it. But the voice kept talking. "Ella. Look in the mirror." I stepped closer. I stared at my reflection. And slowly, it started to change. My eyes turned huge. Black. Empty. My teeth grew sharp and jagged. My reflection smiled at me, but I wasn't smiling. It didn't move the way I moved. And then it spoke. "We came for you. We will take what we want." I screamed and ran out of the bathroom, shouting for help, grabbing random people in the hallway. "Help me. Please. Someone help me." But no one moved. They all just stood there. Frozen. Staring at me. And then I realized, they all looked wrong. Their faces were distorted. Rotting. Smiling at me. Whispering to each other. The hallway started getting darker. The whispers got louder. I ran to the window, ready to throw myself out. And then I woke up. In class. The bell was ringing. Class was over. I'd been asleep the whole time. The professor was standing next to me with this condescending smirk. "Sleep well, Miss Monroe. I'm so sorry. Save it. You're staying after class to help me with some things. And if you don't, there will be consequences." I didn't have a choice. Professor Newell was strict. If I didn't listen, she'd make my life hell. So I stayed. Everyone else left. It was just me, her, and a couple other staff members. She handed me a stack of papers. "File these. Organize those. Read through this and make corrections." I got to work. Time flew by. When I finally looked up, everyone was gone. Even Professor Newell. She'd left me a note, "Finish the work and lock up when you're done. Could you unlock the front door? I need to leave." Silence. Then the noises stopped. But no one answered. "Hello. I really need to get home. Can you please open the door?" Still nothing. I knocked. No response. Finally, I pushed the door open. And I saw him. Randall, the security guard, lying on the floor in a pool of blood. His body was covered in deep gashes. His wrists and ankles had been torn off and thrown into the corner. I screamed. I ran back to the front door, grabbed my phone, and tried to call 911. No signal. My hands were shaking. I was crying. Whatever did that to him could do the same to me. I paced back and forth by the door, panicking, and then I heard it. Footsteps. Running toward me from down the hall. Fast. I ducked into a classroom, shoved a desk in front of the door, and stood by the window. If something came in, I was jumping. But the footsteps ran past. I let out a breath. Thank God. Then the door started rattling. Hard. Something was slamming against it, trying to get in. And it was speaking, this guttural, in human language I didn't understand. I ran to the window, ready to jump, and looked outside. The courtyard was full of them. Tall. Black. Shapeless. Just standing there. I was trapped. I screamed. I cried. I begged. Help. Is anyone there? Please. And then I heard a man's voice. Hey. I'm here. You're okay. Open the door. It was Randall. I moved the desk and opened the door. He was fine. Alive. I threw my arms around him, sobbing. Oh my God, thank you, thank you. It's okay. You're safe. Let me call someone to pick you up. You can't go home alone this late. Late? I looked outside. It was dark. But just a few minutes ago, it was bright daylight. Time didn't make sense anymore. Randall tried calling Sarah. No answer. He tried Marcus. Nothing. Finally, he said, I can't leave my post, but I'll call you a cab. The driver's trustworthy. Don't worry. A few minutes later, the cab pulled up. Randall even paid for it. I thanked him and got in. The driver was a young guy with kind eyes. He kept glancing at me in the rearview mirror. You okay? You look pretty shaken up. I can take you to a hospital if you need. No. I just want to go home. I couldn't hold it together anymore. I started crying. The driver didn't push. He just drove in silence. When we finally got to the apartment, I thanked him and got out. Sarah and Marcus were pacing by the door, frantic. The second Sarah saw me, she ran over. Where have you been? We've been trying to reach you. I pulled her into the apartment and told her everything. She listened calmly. When I finished, she said, you know, when I first moved here, I went through the same thing. I found this spiritual healer who gave me a protection charm. I wear it around my neck. It stopped everything. I'll take you to her. She'll help you. Really? You'd do that? Of course. We can even go tonight if you want. Yes. Please. I can't take this anymore. She nodded. Let's wait until Marcus leaves. He's meeting some friends soon. Once he's gone, we'll go. And don't mention any of this to him. He doesn't believe in this stuff. He'd just get mad. Okay. I won't say anything. I just need this to stop. Marcus left about an hour later. As soon as he was gone, Sarah called a cab. We didn't have to go far. About 30 minutes later, we pulled up to this old house with a huge overgrown yard. Sarah turned to me. Tell her everything. Every single detail. And whatever she tells you to do it. Okay. Okay. We went inside. A woman in her mid-50s, short and a little heavy, greeted us. Come in, come in. Have a seat. I sat down across from her and told her everything. When I finished, she said, I'm going to need a strand of your hair. I pulled a piece out and handed it to her. She took it and disappeared into another room. A few minutes later, she came back holding a small black cloth pouch tied with string. Keep this with you at all times. Don't ever take it off. You'll see, things will get better. Just the two of us. She seemed happier. Her eyes were brighter. I smiled at her. I'm so glad you're doing better. You look beautiful tonight. She flipped her hair and grinned. I know, right? Marcus and I worked things out. Everything's good now. I was relieved. I didn't want her to be miserable. A little while later, she got up. I'm gonna head to bed. Don't stay up too late. I won't. After she left, I leaned back on the couch and took a deep breath. The last few days had been hell. But now, I finally felt like I could relax. I decided to take a long bath. I filled the tub with hot water, turned off the lights, and lit a few candles. I slipped into the water and closed my eyes. It felt like my body and soul were being renewed. I started humming my favorite song. And then, I heard it. Someone humming with me. I opened my eyes and looked around. No one was there. Maybe it's just the echo, I thought. I closed my eyes again. This time, I stayed quiet. And that's when I felt it. Something moving under the water. Touching me. I opened my eyes and looked down. The water was black. Completely black. I jumped out of the tub, gasping. What the hell? I looked at my hands. They were stained. I ran to the shower and tried to scrub it off, but it wouldn't come off. My nails were long and filthy. My hair was falling out in clumps. I turned on the light and looked in the mirror. I looked hideous. My teeth were black. My face was wrong. I screamed. Sarah! Sarah, help! I ran out into the hallway, half naked and soaking wet, and ran straight into Marcus. He'd just gotten home. He froze when he saw me. His eyes went wide. He looked me up and down, shocked. Help me, please. But he didn't move. He just stared. Then he said quietly, What happened to you? Look at me. My hair, my skin, what's happening to me? He smiled. Just a little. You look fine. You look really good, actually. I looked down at myself. Everything was normal. My hair. My skin. Everything. Oh God. Not again. I just had another hallucination. And now I was standing in front of Marcus. Naked. Wet. Mortified. I ran to my room, dried off, got dressed, and collapsed on my bed. A few minutes later, there was a knock on my door. Ella. I need to talk to you. Go away. Please. I'm so embarrassed. And don't tell Sarah. I won't. I promise. Just open the door. I need to tell you something. I didn't answer. He stayed there for a while, then finally gave up and left. I lay there and cried. I couldn't take it anymore. I tried calling my parents over and over, but they didn't pick up. That night, I had more nightmares. I was terrified. The next morning, I dragged myself to class, exhausted and puffy-eyed from crying. My friend Mia pulled me aside. Ella, you've seemed really off lately. Like something's seriously wrong. You know you can talk to me, right? I'm here for you. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I broke down and told her everything. She listened, eyes wide. When I finished, she said, "Can I see the charm?" I pulled it out from under my shirt. I'd pinned it to the inside with a safety pin. Mia opened it carefully. Inside was a piece of paper with strange symbols written on it. And in the center, tied with black thread, was a lock of hair. Mia stared at it for a long time. Then she said, "If you're free after class, come with me. My grandfather knows about this stuff. He used to be a spiritual healer. He's helped a lot of people. I think he can help you too." For the first time in days, I felt a spark of hope. Yes. Please. Let's go. After class, we took the bus to her grandfather's house. His name was Father Jean. He was 70 years old, with white hair and a kind, warm smile. "Come in, girls. I was just about to have lunch. Sit down, join me." Mia shook her head. "Grandpa, we're not here to eat. This is serious. You need to help her." He chuckled. "Every problem has a solution, sweetheart. As long as we stay on the right path. Come on. Sit." We ate together. Afterward, we moved to the living room. I was nervous, fidgeting with my hands. Father Jean noticed. "Take your time, child. I'm here to help. Whenever you're ready, just tell me what's been happening." I took a deep breath. And I told him everything. When I finished, he asked to see the charm. I handed it to him. He examined it closely, then looked up at me with sad, knowing eyes. "This charm isn't protecting you, child. It's cursing you. And this hair. It's not yours. It belongs to the person who cursed you." My heart sank. What? Who would curse me? Someone close to you. Someone who's jealous. This is powerful dark magic. Whoever did this is trying to steal your beauty, your youth, your future. They want to transfer their suffering onto you. Every bad thing that's supposed to happen to them will happen to you instead. And everything good that's supposed to happen to you, all your blessings, your opportunities, your happiness, will go to them. The nightmares, the visions, the attacks, it's all because of this charm. Tell me, who gave this to you? A woman. My sister took me to her. Father Jean looked me straight in the eyes. His expression was gentle but serious. "Did your sister curse you?" "No." My voice shook. "No, she wouldn't. I don't believe that. She's my sister." He gave me a sad, sympathetic smile. "I know it's hard to accept, child. But people are capable of terrible things, especially when jealousy takes root in their hearts. Even family. To know for certain, I need your help with something. Anything. I'll do anything to make this stop." He stood and went into another room. When he came back, he was carrying this massive, ancient-looking book. The leather cover was cracked and worn, and the pages looked like they were hundreds of years old. He set it on the table with a heavy thud. Then he went to the kitchen and came back with a glass of water. He held it in both hands, closed his eyes, and whispered a prayer over it, words I couldn't understand, but they felt powerful. Sacred. When he finished, he handed me the glass. "Drink this. All of it." I did. The water was cold and tasted faintly of herbs. As soon as I swallowed the last drop, I felt this strange warmth spread through my chest. Father Jean opened the book to a blank page and gently placed my hand flat against it. "Close your eyes, Ella. I need you to think about everything that's happened since you moved into that apartment. Every nightmare. Every strange encounter. Every moment of fear. Let it all come back." I closed my eyes. And I let myself remember. The bathroom. The thing choking me. The forest with red eyes. The mirror. The woman under the desk. The black water. All of it. My chest tightened. My hands started shaking. It hurt to relive it all. But then I felt his hand rest gently on top of mine. Warm. Steady. Safe. "It's okay, child. I'm here. You're safe. Just keep thinking. I don't know how long we sat there. But when he finally said, "You can open your eyes now," I did, and I gasped. There, on the blank page, written in red, was a name. My fingertip had a small cut on it, and there was a tiny smear of blood on the page. I'd written it. Without even knowing. The name was Sarah. My stomach dropped. How is that possible? The water opened your spirit. Your blood revealed the truth. I'm so sorry, Ella. But your sister is the one who cursed you. Tears started streaming down my face. But why? Why would she do this to me? I'm her sister. I love her. Father Jean's expression softened with deep sadness. Jealousy is a poison, child. It blinds people. Makes them do unthinkable things. Your sister envied your youth, your beauty, your future. She wanted what you have. And so she hired someone to curse you, to steal your life and give you hers. I couldn't breathe. I felt like the room was spinning. What do I do? How do I stop it? There's another charm. Just like the one you're wearing. Your sister has it. You need to find it. Tonight. After midnight, take both charms to a cemetery. Find the grave of a young woman, someone who died young. Open both charms. Burn them completely. Bury the ashes at the left side of her grave, at the foot. Then say this prayer. He pulled a folded piece of paper from his shirt pocket and handed it to me. His handwriting was careful and deliberate. Say it 3 times. With conviction. And it will be broken. I took the paper with trembling hands. And then? Will I be okay? Yes. But there's one more thing. His voice became firm. Do not go back to that apartment after tonight. Find somewhere else to stay. If your sister did this to you once, she will try again. She may do something worse. You are not safe there. But how do I even get her charm? She's not just going to give it to me. You'll find a way. You have to. Your life depends on it. I nodded, feeling numb. Mia walked me to the bus stop. She gave me a long hug. Call me the second you're safe, okay? I'll be praying for you. Thank you, Mia. I don't know what I would have done without you. When I got back to the apartment, it was already getting dark. Sarah and Marcus were in the middle of dinner. They both looked so happy. Relaxed. Laughing together like nothing was wrong. Like she hadn't tried to destroy my life. I wanted to scream. I wanted to grab her by the shoulders and shake her and demand to know why. Why would you do this to me? But I couldn't. Not yet. If she knew that I knew, she'd do something worse. I had to stay calm. I had to be smart. Sarah saw me and smiled brightly. Hey. There you are. Come sit down, eat with us. I made your favorite, chicken parmesan. I looked at her. Really looked at her. She was glowing. Her skin was clear, her hair was shiny and full, her eyes were bright. She looked 10 years younger. And I knew why. She was feeding off me. Draining me. Taking everything I had. No thanks, I said quietly. I'm going to bed. Her smile faltered just a little. You sure? You haven't eaten all day. I'm sure. I went to my room and sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the wall. My mind was racing. I had no idea where Sarah kept her charm. She probably wore it like I did, hidden under her clothes. I had to find it. And I had to do it tonight. Then I thought of Marcus. He was around her constantly. He might have seen it. He might know where it was. I hated the idea of talking to him, but I didn't have a choice. I waited until I heard Sarah say she was going to take a shower. As soon as the bathroom door closed, I went out into the living room. Marcus was on the couch, scrolling through his phone. I walked up to him. "Marcus. I need to talk to you. It's important." He looked up, surprised. "Okay. What's up?" I kept my voice low. "Sarah has a charm. A small black pouch tied with string. I need it. Please. Can you help me find it?" He frowned. "A charm? What are you talking about? Why do you need it?" "I can't explain right now. It's really, really important. Please. Just look for it. Check the bedroom. Check her purse. Anywhere." He stared at me for a long moment, then sighed. "All right. Fine. Give me a second." He got up and went into the bedroom. I stood there, heart pounding, listening to the sound of the shower running. A minute later, Marcus came back holding a small black pouch. "This what you're looking for?" I reached for it, but he pulled it back. "Hold on. Not so fast. Why do you need this so bad? Marcus, please. Just give it to me." He smiled. That same uncomfortable smile. "Come on, Ella. You want something from me. I want something from you. That's how it works." My stomach turned. "What do you want?" He stepped closer. Too close. "One night. That's all. Just one night with me. Then it's yours." I felt sick. I could hear him yelling behind me, but I didn't care. I had both charms now. That's all that mattered. I pulled out my phone and called a cab. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone. 5 minutes later, the cab pulled up. "Where to?" the driver asked. "Lakeview Cemetery." "Please." He raised an eyebrow but didn't ask questions. "You got it." The drive felt like it took forever. I kept checking the time on my phone. 11:47 p.m. I had to wait until after midnight. The cab pulled up to the cemetery gates. "You sure about this?" the driver asked, looking concerned. "Yeah. I'm sure. Thank you." I paid him and got out. He hesitated, then drove off, leaving me alone in the dark. The cemetery was massive. Rows and rows of headstones stretched out in every direction, barely visible in the moonlight. The air was cold and damp, and every sound, every rustle of leaves, every creak of a tree branch, made me jump. I pulled out my phone and turned on the flashlight. I had to find a young woman's grave. I started walking, reading names and dates as I went. Most of the graves were old. People who'd lived long lives. But then, near the back, I found one. Emily Rose Carter. Born March 12, 1998. Died August 3, 2021. She was only 23. I knelt down at the foot of her grave, on the left side, just like Father Jean had said. I checked my phone. 12:03 a.m. It was time. I pulled both charms out of my pocket and set them on the ground in front of me. My hands were shaking. I could feel something in the air, something watching me. The temperature dropped. My breath came out in clouds. I heard whispers. Faint at first, then louder. Closer. I looked around, but I couldn't see anything. Just shadows moving between the headstones. "Okay," I whispered to myself. "You can do this." I pulled out the lighter I'd grabbed from the apartment and opened the first charm, the one Sarah had given me. Inside was the piece of paper with the strange symbols and the lock of hair. I held the lighter to it. The paper caught fire immediately, and the smell, oh God, the smell, was horrible. Like burning flesh. The hair crackled and hissed as it burned. The whispers got louder. Angrier. I heard screaming. Not human screaming. Something else. Something wrong. I dropped the burning charm onto the ground and opened the second one, Sarah's. Same thing inside. I lit it on fire. This time, the flames were bigger. Hotter. They leapt up toward my hand, and I had to drop it fast. The two charms burned together, the flames twisting and writhing like they were alive. The shadows around me started moving faster. Circling me. I could feel them pressing in. No, I said out loud. You don't get to have me. I started digging with my bare hands, clawing at the dirt at the foot of Emily's grave. My nails broke. My fingers bled. But I kept going. When the hole was deep enough, I scooped up the ashes of both charms and buried them. I covered them with dirt, pressing it down hard. Then I pulled out the piece of paper Father Jean had given me. The prayer. I unfolded it with trembling hands and started reading. By the light that casts out darkness, by the truth that breaks all lies, I sever the bonds that bind me. I reclaim what was stolen. I cast out the curse that was placed upon me. Let it return to the one who sent it. Let justice be done. Let me be free. I said it 3 times. The third time, my voice was strong. Clear. And as I finished, the shadows stopped moving. The whispers went silent. The air warmed up. And then, all at once, I felt it. The weight lifting off my chest. The fog clearing from my mind. I could breathe again. Really breathe. I started crying. Not from fear this time. From relief. I stayed there for a few more minutes, catching my breath. Then I stood up, brushed the dirt off my hands, and walked out of the cemetery. I didn't look back. I called another cab and told them to take me to a motel. I wasn't going back to that apartment. Not ever. The next few days were a blur. I stayed at the motel, barely eating, barely sleeping. But the nightmares were gone. Completely gone. I felt like myself again. I called my mom and told her everything. At first, she didn't believe me. She thought I was exaggerating, or that I'd had some kind of breakdown. But when I kept it, she said she couldn't stand watching you have everything she didn't. She said she thought if she took it from you, she'd finally be happy. But it didn't work. She's been miserable. And now Marcus left her. He found out what she did and he left. I didn't know what to say. Part of me felt vindicated. But another part, a bigger part, just felt sad. What's going to happen to her? She's coming back home. To Riverside. Your father and I, we're going to try to help her. But Ella, I need you to know, I'm so sorry. I should have protected you. I should have seen the signs. It's not your fault, Mom. I love you. Both of you. But what she did. I don't know if I can forgive her for that. I know. A few weeks later, my mom started calling me constantly. Begging me to talk to Sarah. To forgive her. To come home and be a family again. But I couldn't. Every time I thought about Sarah, I saw her standing in that doorway with her hair covering her face. I heard that voice. You have been chosen. I couldn't forgive that. I couldn't forget it. So I stopped answering my mom's calls. I stopped answering anyone's calls. I finished the semester. I found a new apartment with Mia and another girl from class. I got a part-time job at a bookstore. I started going to therapy. Slowly, carefully, I rebuilt my life. The life that Sarah tried to steal. I haven't spoken to her since that night. I don't know if I ever will. My mom still calls sometimes, but I don't answer. I can't. Because here's the thing I learned, sometimes the people who hurt you the most are the ones you love the most. And sometimes, the only way to survive is to walk away. So that's my story. That's what happened to me. If you take anything away from this, let it be this: trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. And never, ever assume that someone won't hurt you just because they're family. Blood doesn't always mean loyalty. Sometimes, it just means you bleed the same. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, please hit that subscribe button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. You never know who might be going through something similar. Take care of yourselves. And remember, you're stronger than you think. Until next time.